Hi, this is Jen from Pure Bliss Artisan Soap. I am going to be making a dragon's blood soap today. We are not going to actually color the soap itself because there is enough vanilla content in the fragrance. If you can see the fragrance here, it's pretty brown. It's going to deepen the color to a really dark brown, but what we're going to do is put a mica line in the middle and then a mica line on the top for a nice look in the peel to the soap. So my oils have settled down to about 100 degrees, and with this we're just going to be going rather quickly anyway because we're not going to have all kinds of mixing with the different colorant that we normally do in our soaps. So I'm going to strain out the lye water, and the reason for doing this is you catch any little maybe particles that didn't dissolve, because you don't want non-dissolved lye in your soap. So I'm going to put this aside. And now we're going to get out the bubbles. So I'm going to come to like a real light trace, and then I'm going to put in the fragrance oil. It's a real nice fragrance. Men really like it, women like it too. It smells really earthy with like a touch of vanilla. Kind of like the outdoors a little bit. Take a little bit longer, I think, to get to trace just because the temperature is a little bit lower. Just want to make sure I had enough time. There we go. So I'm going to add all the fragrance in there. And now with the oils, each soap maker ends up coming up with their own signature recipe, so I don't include the recipe that I use for soap on the videos, but coming up I will be incorporating different recipes of soap, just so as the beginner, if you're a beginner, you have something to go off of. It's always nice to get started with having some sort of a beginning. Okay, so that's at a really nice trace, and it looks like all of my soap is all of my fragrance is incorporated into the soap. Okay. Now I'm going to use my mold here. You can tell this mold has been used several times. And just gonna pour about half in. And we tap it down just to get all those little air pockets out. Okay. Now I'm using Red Vibrance Mica from Nurture soaps. And I'm using my little sieve. I'm just going to do a mica line. Throughout. And this is the dirty part. Kind of get it all over yourself. And in your mold. And I just like to make sure that we have a really nice even line So doing this, you use about the same amount of mica that you would if you're gonna swirl it into the soap. This I like to get it across the whole mold. So we're not going to get into absolutely every little nook and cranny. Okay, sorry, I was concentrating on the mica line. Now, what I like to do is kind of make a couple little dips to kind of make it more interesting down in to the soap. Make it look a little different. And not only that, kind of looks mysterious. So it almost looks like I sliced it there. And then we're going to go back over with a real slight mica line. That way some of the mica gets down into the little cracks and crevices that we created. This is always a fun process because I always like to see what the end result's going to be and how cool it looks with the design that you create. And then it's just going to look like a bunch of powder here. Okay, and I've got mica all over the place. And then I take a spoon, and wherever there's like thicker chunks, I kind of like to even out the mica a little bit if I can. But this is real sticky for this one, so I don't think we're going to be able to even it out as well as I had hoped. But it's a learning process. Trial and error. That's how it works. With any soap making, you just kind of see what works, see what didn't work in the past, repeat the stuff that works, don't repeat the stuff that doesn't work. I think that's with anything in life. Okay, so now we're gonna pour the remainder of the soap on top. Ooh, and it's really come to a nice thick consistency. So I'm gonna just spoon it on top of this. And I wanted it to do that. I didn't want it to be thin because I wanted to keep that mica line. If it was thin and it goes over your mica line, you're not going to get the desired consistency that you're looking for. It's just going to go down and in and possibly leave you with a little bit of a gloppy mess and possibly give you what you want. So when you let it come to the thicker consistency, it's more or less going to be what you want. And keeping your mica line in your bars of soap. So, and this now, it looks like a creamy yellow. It's going to be a very deep, deep, deep brown. Believe it or not. It doesn't seem like that right now, but trust me, it will be. And it ends up, it looks cool. So what I'm going to do is, with our hashtag 100 days of soap, I'll show you how it morphs on Instagram. So if you want to follow along my hashtag 100 days of soap, my username is Pure Bliss Soap. So you can follow along and see how it ends up turning out. So it's like an orangey color or yellowish color right now. Going to turn brown, so that's what makes it kind of fun 2. Okay, so this we're gonna smack down and then put a gold mica line on top. Okay. You can see the red mica puffs. It's kind of cool looking. From this side, I don't know what you can see on that side. It's really interesting. So I'm going to grab another spoon and give it a little bit of a swirly top. And then we'll be ready for the gold mica line on this one. So this one's a lot of fun. I've made it before and it's very interesting. We sold out of them rather quickly. It seems to be a favorite of many. So I'll just keep making it. As long as people are enjoying it, we'll just keep making it. Okay. So we're gonna just kind of do a figure 8 swirl. One here. There we go. I think each time you make it, you try to mimic it, but you can never make soap, especially handmade soap, the exact same way twice. There's always some kind of a unique pattern or uniqueness about each loaf of soap or even each bar of soap. You never get the same one. That's what makes not only this hobby so much fun, but it's a lot of fun to buy the soap because then you're always getting something a little different. Okay, so this looks kind of cool. It looks like little ripples. All right, and here we go with the gold. Whoa, that's cool. So it's fun. It looks like powdered sugar only in color. You bake it all. And it's a little bit thick of a mica on top, but it'll dry into it. And once we cut it, it'll be amazing. Very neat looking. And again, it's going to turn a deep dark brown. And that's because of the vanilla content in the soap. So whatever you want to do when you're making soap and you're choosing your fragrances, if you don't want a brown soap and you're going to want a really colorful soap, you are going to have to make a choice whether or not to have vanilla. If you don't want a brown soap, I suggest you look for fragrances that do not have vanilla content in them, because then you won't have to combat the brown. If you don't care and you just want to add accents to what could be a brown bar, then any scent is good, and if it has vanilla content in there, it's not going to matter. Okay, so this is our Dragon's Blood soap. It goes rather quickly. I made a mess of my mica all over the place, so try not to make the mess that I made. That way you won't waste your micas, because the soaping hobby could be rather expensive and you want to keep your micas and all those things that add up in dollars at a lower cost to you. Thank you for watching. If you like this, subscribe and comment below, and then also look on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook for the hashtag 100 Days of Soap. Thank you. Have a great day. Hello, this is Jen from Pure Bliss Artisan Soap. We are cutting Dragon's Blood today. I want you to take a look at it, how it morphed from the color that we had. It was kind of a creamy yellow on the day that we made it, and today it's turning more and more brown. It'll turn so brown that it'll be almost black. So I just wanted you to see what it looks like before we cut that. All right, so I'm gonna place it in my nifty cutter here. And we have a mica line on the top and in the middle. Ooh, that's really interesting. I was curious to see how that was gonna turn out. That one I really like, it's different. So that's the goal with any soap that you make, is the uniqueness of your soap. And to be creative, because it is an art form. So I really like this one. We created some lines down in there. Just to give it a unique look from everybody else's, or from what others are doing. I'm always curious to see what others are doing. It's a lot of fun because it gives you inspiration for things that you could come up with and kind of chat back and forth with your fellow soapers. There we go. These are really neat. I really like how we did that. So this one's a very popular one at the fairs and festivals that we go to. And I get asked for it all the time. So this year I'm making sure that I'm going to bring a good amount with. That way we have it for our customers. And this shape, we try to keep a pretty sizable shape, because when your soap dries, it does kind of lose a little bit as it's drying. It shrinks up, and that's the point of it. You want a nice hard bar of soap. That way it lasts longer, and it's not going to melt away in your shower or on your sink. You want it to last. You pay good money for these, and you want them to last. The scent is wonderful. It's a vanilla with earthy tones. I really like it. My whole soaping area smells like it. It's kind of lingering above all the other fragrances that I've made. And we're enjoying it here. So if you look at each bar that I've cut and put out there, each one is uniquely different. They're not all the same. And that's the point of making your own soap. You don't want them to be all the same. If you wanted them to be all the same, you would go to the store and just buy ones that were all packaged exactly the same. This one we're going to use for a sample piece because it's not quite as big as the other ones. And that is a wrap up. Please subscribe to my channel. If you have any comments, put them in the box below. And like this video if you like it. Thank you. Have a nice day.